What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about silver and also maybe a little bit of gold. More specifically, I wanted to talk about cleaning your silver or gold and why you should probably not do that. We're going to be answering a subscriber's question related to that, along with a list of other questions. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club for giveaways, live streams, deal alerts, and a whole lot more. And of course, make sure to go and get your 6 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. Refer one friend by the 9th, and they're going to give you all the way up to 100 free random stocks. Everything will be linked in the description. So today is Sunday, June 5th, 2022. As I'm filming the video, believe it or not, it's still Monday, May 30th, 2022. And not only that, it's also 4:51 in the morning. Whatever it takes. But being that I'm filming this video multiple days in advance, means I have no idea what the spot price of silver or gold will be by the time this video posts. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. So today, I wanted to do the weekly Q&A. I gathered a couple of questions right here. I do this pretty much every single Sunday for the last couple of months. So if anybody has any questions for me, or if you want to be featured in the next Q&A, or even if you'd like to extend on any of the answers that I give in this video, you're more than welcome to do so down in the comments, or you're more than welcome to ask some questions down in the comments. So without any further ado, let's just jump right into these questions. The first one here is coming from Vinter, and the question is, just curious, if silver is so undervalued, why are people complaining about premiums? Good question. Thanks for asking. I actually don't know the answer to that question because I've asked myself that question many, many times over the last year and a half. Starting a little over 2 years ago, that's when the premiums initially started to take off due to the stacking demand. And they went up for one reason, but they stayed up for a completely different reason. As for the people complaining about the premiums, I don't really know. I'll be the first one to say that the premiums are absolutely inconvenient. Nobody enjoys paying the high premiums. Nobody wants to pay a higher dollar amount for anything, whether it be any type of goods or services or whatever the case may be. Nobody wants to pay that higher dollar amount. But if you take silver, spot price, and premium combined, and you compare it to, I don't know, gold, platinum, palladium, there's a massive difference. Now, obviously, the only difference isn't just the price tag. There are a lot of differences between all of the different metals. They're different metals for different reasons. They have different melting points. They have different uses in all these different industries. They weigh different. They're very different metals, and they're used in different ways. Not only that, there are different levels of demand. So sure, spot price is different. Sure, premiums are different. But the reason I brought this up is because compared to those other metals, I would say, at least in my opinion, silver is dirt cheap. And I've been saying this for a while. I've been saying this since 2017. Back when spot price was $13, $14 at the very bottom. Probably mid-2018. I've been saying it for the longest time. And when silver started to climb back up, $17, $18, $19, I still believed it was dirt cheap. Then in 2020, spot price fell, then it climbed back up, premiums took off. I still believe it's dirt cheap. And as I've been saying for the longest time, I don't want to reiterate this point too much, but if you are unwilling to stack silver right now, with the current spot price being, let's just call it about $22 with an average premium of about $26 in total. If you're unwilling to stack silver at $22 with a $4 premium, you really have no business being excited getting silver at spot at $26 an ounce. It's the same thing either way. That's how I see it, and I think silver has plenty of room to grow and perform over time. So I don't really have an issue with the premiums all that much today. I've accepted the fact that this is just the way it is now. We were all complaining about it at the very beginning. We all continued to complain about it for the first year and the second year. Well, guess what? It's been over 2 years and premiums are still pretty high, so obviously complaining doesn't solve the problem. It is what it is. Next question we have is coming from Rockin' in Texas, and the question is, what about stacking 80% Canadian silver? Good question. Thanks for asking. I actually have a little bit of 80% silver right here. I didn't even think to bring it out before starting the video, but it's right here next to me. Got a little bit of 80% silver. And what's interesting about 80% silver is that there are a lot of people out there who seem to be sleeping on the 80% silver. There are a lot of people out there who seem to think that 90% silver is the only way to go if you want to stand a better chance of breaking down premiums. So here we have a couple of, well, these aren't all 80% Canadian, but some of them are. Sent in from John, friend of the channel, CEO of a company called Zapver. Sent in a whole lot more than just 80% silver. Sent in some products from Zapver as well, which I ended up getting a nice big, huge sample box to the P.O. box not too long ago, and I took a couple of those samples and I sent them out to a bunch of VIP club members. So anybody out there who's not already in the Precious Metals VIP club, I encourage you to join. Monthly giveaways, live streams multiple times a week, deal alerts on silver and gold almost every single day. You can watch all the videos early and commercial free. I post weekly vlogs, and there's so much more that goes on in the VIP club. Link in the description. But when it comes to 80% silver, I would say it's probably a really underestimated way to go. Now, I personally don't typically go after 80% silver. It's not what I typically aim for, and you can actually see right here, we have a 1940 10-cent piece, so an 80% silver Canadian dime. And then over here we have a 1944 25-cent piece, so an 80% silver Canadian quarter. And I've always been a pretty big fan of Canadian coins. More specifically, the Maple Leaf and all of the different series that they have, like the Wildlife series, the Birds of Prey series, etc., 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 Creatures of the North. I've always been a fan of Canadian coins. And then when I first started learning a little bit more about 80% Canadian silver, I was like, wow, even Canadian junk silver is incredible. I don't know what it is. Canada just has a knack for coin designs, and evidently that has always been the case because some of these coins are from the 40s, and it still remains true. Canada has some really cool coins. So not only do they look good, but they could be a really good way of going about getting your hands on some silver for a lower premium. Now, my way of going about doing this typically is with 90% silver, but if you go after 80% silver, you could probably get an even better bang for your buck. So it's definitely something to take into consideration. I'm not against it. I'm definitely for it. It's just not what I'm stacking at this time. Next question we have is coming from Carlos, and the question is, what's the lowest priced round out there? Good question. Thanks for asking. I would say the lowest round out there right now would more than likely have to be either the standard Sunshine round or the Buffalo round. And that's pretty much always been the case. There are a lot of different silver rounds out there. I would actually assume that there are probably far more silver rounds than 1 ounce silver coins. There are just so many different designs, some of which have a lower mintage, some of which are commemoratives, some of which are this, some of which are that. So many different rounds out there. And even though at the end of the day they're all just a troy ounce of silver, regardless of what they say or what they look like or what they have on them, at the end of the day they're still a troy ounce of silver. So there's nothing overly special about different types of silver rounds, in my opinion, from the perspective of somebody who's not really a collector, somebody that's stacking for weight. So I don't really see that much of a difference between different types of rounds. Over the years, I've picked up a crazy amount of different generic silver rounds, but that's because I was getting random designs. I never knew what I was going to get. It was always a surprise. Whether I stopped by the local coin shop and I just picked up a handful of whatever they had available, or I place an order online, which I typically don't do anymore. It's got to be something, it's got to be a very rare occasion for me to order some silver or gold online nowadays. Hashtag support your LCS. If you don't want anybody knowing what it stands for, let them know it stands for locally canned soup. T-shirts and hoodies in the DYDSS store. Link in the description. But silver rounds, a lot of different designs out there. And I have a lot of different designs. And it was just simply because I would just get random designs. I never knew what I was going to get. And I ended up, turning a small pile of silver rounds into a larger pile of silver rounds. And a majority of which have all different designs. I do have some doubles, triples, quadruples, and whatnot. But for the most part, majority of them, all different. And they're all pretty cool. And I got them random designs, so I didn't know what I was going to get, but if I ordered any of those rounds specifically, odds are the premiums would have been higher. So if you go after something in particular, that's usually when the premiums are a little bit on the higher end. If you get random designs, it's usually a little bit cheaper. But if you wanted to go after some generic silver rounds and pick the lowest premium ones, I personally think it's probably going to either be the standard Sunshine round or the Silver Buffalo, or potentially both, or even the Silver Buffalo that comes from the Sunshine Mint. Obviously, a fantastic way to go, and not to mention, it has a security feature for a low premium. Next question we have is coming from Mykie DYDSS2, and the question is, how much longer do we have to get those 100 free random stocks? Good question. Thanks for asking. For those of you who do not know, Webull has had 3 promos going on for the entire month. So actually, this video is coming out in June. So 2 promos that are still going on. One is you get 6 free random stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. The link will be in the description. That's all you have to do. And you can fund your account with any amount. It could be as little as a penny, and it still works, it still counts. You still get your 6 free random stocks. And if you refer just one friend to the app, by June 9th, it's the 5th as this video is coming out, which means you have 4 days left. If you refer one friend to the app, they're going to give you all the way up to 100 free random stocks. Capitalize on this while you can. This is a huge opportunity. I don't know if it's going to be extended or not. Probably not. So make sure you take advantage while you still can. And there's going to be another promo as well. But like I said before, I'm filming this video at the end of May. I'm not going to know what the next promo is until the beginning of June. So I just talked about 2 promos. There will be a third. Another promo will be announced on June 1st, but I'm filming this video before then, so I have no idea what that's going to be. But the answer to your question, or the answer to my question, how much longer do we have to get those 100 free random stocks? You have 4 days for a chance to win up to 100 free random stocks. And for the record, if you refer multiple people, you get multiple spins on that spin wheel. Which means, if you get 100 free random stocks for referring a friend, and then you refer a second friend, you have a chance of getting another 100 free random stocks. 4 days left. Don't pass up on an opportunity. If you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway. They're free. Then just sell them. Congratulations. Now you have the cash to go and get you some silver or even some gold, if that's what you want. We will link in the description. Now the next question we have is actually the last question of the night. And the question is coming from Keys or Keys. I still have no idea how to pronounce the name properly. So head on down to the comments and please let me know the proper pronunciation. But the question is, what's the best way to clean your precious metals? Good question. Thanks for asking. There are actually a couple of different ways you can go about cleaning your precious metals. Although, before I get there, let me just quickly say, you're probably better off not cleaning your precious metals. It could damage the face of the coin, round, or bar, so you're probably better off not cleaning them. And I'll explain why in just one moment. But if you want a couple of tips or tricks on how to clean your silver, first things first, I personally wouldn't clean pure silver. I don't see that big of an issue cleaning, like, let's just say 90% junk constitutional silver. I personally don't clean the constitutional silver, but sitting here on screen, see this quarter right here? The Washington quarter, or some of these Roosevelt dimes, or some of these Walking Liberty half dollars. You could clean these in a couple of different ways. I never have, but I have talked to people who have let their coins soak in water that was mixed with a little bit of white vinegar. That's one way of going about doing things. They let them soak overnight, and the next day they pour out the water, and then they dry off their coins with a cloth, or let them air dry. That's one way you could go about doing it. I actually heard a story about somebody using a toothbrush and toothpaste and scrubbing the face of their coin. I personally wouldn't do this, but I have heard of somebody doing this before, and they got the idea from somebody else, and that person got the idea from somebody else. So there was a group of people cleaning their silver coins with toothbrush and toothpaste. I don't really know how I feel about that, but I guess in theory that could potentially be one way to go. And then there is another way, and there's something that I wouldn't recommend at all, but for coins that have milk spots, there are people that actually take an eraser, like from a pencil, and they will erase the milk spots. And sometimes this works. I've talked to people, some people have said it works, some people said it didn't, so I guess it works sometimes, not exactly sure. Again, I've never done this before, and I wouldn't do it, and the main reason I wouldn't do that is because the eraser will actually cause micro scratches on the face of the coin. Now again, if we're talking about 90%, it's probably not that big of a deal because odds are it probably already has scratches on it. But you're probably not going to use an eraser to clean 90% anyway. This is something that I've heard of people doing for milk spots. So Canadian maple leafs for the most part, pre-2018 maple leafs to be more specific, before they switched up their minting process and procedure. Notorious for milk spots. Some people out there will grab a pencil and they'll use the eraser and they will just try to erase the milk spot. Now again, evidently sometimes this works and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if you're really willing to roll the dice on that one. But regardless of whether or not it works, you're pretty much guaranteed to get micro scratches on the face of the coin, which, to be honest with you, is even worse than a milk spot. So that's something that you want to take into consideration. So I personally wouldn't worry about cleaning any of the coins, rounds, or bars. Like if you have a cloth, that's really no big deal. But if you're going to sit there and wash them, grab an eraser, grab a toothbrush, or soak them in water, I personally wouldn't. You can. You absolutely can. It's not something I've ever done. It's not something I could ever really see myself doing. But it's definitely an option. I wouldn't worry about it though, because I would rather have silver that's milk spotted, or tarnished, or toned, or discolored, than to have silver that's cleaner looking, but scratched up under a microscope. That's not what I would want. That's not what I would like. And plus, not for nothing, I kind of like the way coins, rounds, and bars look when they're a little bit toned or tarnished. See that Washington quarter sitting on top? There's a reason I chose for that one to be on top. See how it's like, it looks like it's split right down the middle? I kind of like the way that looks. You see those sunshine bars over there in the upper right? Those are pretty toned. Those have tarnished quite a bit over the last couple of years. I took them out of the plastic wrapper that they came in, and I've kind of just let them sit out and about for the last couple of years, and they've toned quite a bit. And I'm alright with that. I like the way that looks. I feel no need to go and clean or wash the silver bars or the coins or the rounds. So those are just a couple of things you want to take into consideration. Doesn't really matter to me. I don't worry about cleaning them. I don't worry about how they look necessarily. As long as they're silver, that's what's important. Whether it's clean or whether it's tarnished or whether it's milk spotted, it's silver either way. I'm stacking for weight at the end of the day, so that's what's most important to me. I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. If you'd like to extend on any of my answers, you're more than welcome to do so. If you have any questions for me and you want to be featured in a future Q&A, head on down to the comments and ask away anything and everything related to the channel, whether it be about silver, whether it be about gold, whether it be about prepping, or whether it be just about general personal finance. Head on down to the comments and ask away. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. Got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs, and a bunch of different designs, many of which are helping us raise some funds and awareness for different charity organizations, by the way. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club, which is where I do giveaways every single month, live streams multiple times a week, deal alerts on silver and gold almost every single day. You can watch all of my videos early and commercial free, and every Saturday morning I post a brand new vlog. I just posted one yesterday, and you're definitely going to want to go and watch that. And there are a ton of other perks as well. VIP Club link in the description. I guarantee you the value exceeds the cost. And of course, last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your 6 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. The link will be in the description. Normally it's 2 free stocks. They bumped it up to 6 until June 9th. You have 4 days left to capitalize on this opportunity, and you can deposit any amount. It could be as little as a penny. It still works. You still get your free stocks. Take advantage of that. And if you refer one friend to the app by June 9th, Webull's going to give you all the way up to 100 free random stocks for the referral. This is part of their advertising budget. Rather than wasting currency on billboards and TV commercials, they reward their users for helping them build their app with them. And of course, there should be another promo going on for the month of June. I don't know what it is yet because I'm filming this video in May, but if you download Webull, it should be right there in the app. Don't pass up on an opportunity. Webull link in the description. Time is running out. Again, if you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway. They're free. Then just sell them. Congratulations. Now you have the cash to go and get you some silver or some gold if that's what you want. Webull link in the description. And I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again, what are your thoughts on everything shared in today's video? When it comes to all of the questions that were asked today, when it comes to complaining about the premiums, have you accepted that this is just the way it is nowadays? When it comes to 80% silver, are you stacking any of that? When it comes to lower priced silver rounds, what have you found the cheapest one to be? When it comes to the free 100 random stocks, have you capitalized on that opportunity yet? And when it comes to cleaning your precious metals, is that something you do? Is that something you would do? Is that something that you'd avoid? Head on down to the comments and let me know. If you have any questions for me, ask away, and if you'd like to extend on any of my answers, you're more than welcome to do so. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.